There's one called Geranium. It won a prize in Nigerstown one time. You know the potted geranium, you know, right, okay. You keep cropping up, gate crashing conversations, small talk, popping in and out of photographs, the pinks and whites of youth, the muted ochres of maturity, fresh calico mornings, or cloning hands all over you, evenings posing on the windowsill between cartwheels of freshly baked soda bread. Your jardinier, the one with the strong Staffordshire colours, glowing modestly. The scene of the crime we call it, for our best efforts with it under avalanches of affection. Trying all my life to win a prize in the Francis Labich poetry competition. I got second, and this is a poem that got second. It's called Scrapyard. It's only nuts and bolts, I tell myself, bodywork, a lying in state of boots and bonnets, a catwalk of broken dreams, miles to go, and new horizons. It's only tin and chrome, I console myself, hubcaps, a panorama of bits and pieces, pile-ups and piggybacks, hatchback, saloon, tax till Joe. And yet I see a summer's afternoon so long ago now that the memory barely whispers through the dust. Hedgerows racing by, skid marks and scratches, magpies of sorrow in the sky. And here's one now called Kingfisher. This poem is called Kingfisher. I saw one once. For weeks I waited and watched, eyes patrolling the baldness beyond the reed beds and the rocks, consoled only by the thought that you were never really a poser, that except for those rare concessions to farmers and fishermen between total eclipses and the occasional catwalk, you might not even exist. And then you came, cutting a swathe through the centuries, with a sparkling confection of greenish blue and orange. And everything wonder about old Marcus of Queensberry. He made up all the rules for boxing, didn't he? He did. But you ever think of his wife, the time she must have had? Yeah, it was tough. Yeah. This is called The Marchioness, and it was published in Ropes and Rabbit in Galway University. It isn't easy being married to old Queensberry, you know, even though he means well. Not that there's any malice. 2 broken ribs on top of last week's black eye is just about as much as I can take. He's supposed to miss, you know, when he measures the value of each punch, but occasionally he gets carried away, caught up in a maze of rules and regulations, and trying to clean up the sport, he tells me. Then there's the weight advantage, 4 stone something, which I dread those late night sessions, and the kidney punches, and the right hooks, and the clinches, and just terrified of those ones below the belt. I can't go, I'm trying to get up now, you know, unfortunately. I read in the White House in Limerick 2 months ago, and they asked me to read for 20 minutes, and I said for an hour and a half. And no one complained. This I tell you about my granny. Today would have been your 117th had your lamp not been extinguished in the chill of second childhood, and would have fallen on me to take care of the candles. Meticulously unboxed the blue ones and the red ones, the best of times, the worst of times, the ones that might have been. Set your world alight again, applaud as you huffed and puffed until the air reeked of burnt wax and reverence. So here's one I'm very fond of myself. You know the Yeti, the cost of the Yeti, you know that?
The Yeti.
You're involved with the snowman.
Yeah.
Right.
The Yeti.
Yes. I'm with Darwin on this one. Huxley and Hooper too. So instead of trekking across destined mountain ranges looking for a 7-foot tall, semi-celibate recluse, I would expect to come face to face with a race of ungainly, auburn-haired introverts, a promiscuous assemblage of loose-limbed athletic types with just a hint of hairiness. Brown-eyed beings fighting for space in a sort of Raptusian nightmare, and of course they would have digital cameras, and the office party would be the highlight of the year. Here's a very profound poem. The Sparrow Falls. You couldn't have known that your fall from grace would set alarm bells ringing right across the universe, that the echo would bounce from planet to planet, from field to field, tree to tree, that even before you hit the ground, plans were being redrawn, blueprints changed, and from that moment on, a new order would ensue. And in mornings when the feathery wind might send a shiver along the craning furlongs of cow pasture, evenings when dusk might threaten to throw a shadow over the hedgerows, your fall would be all the talk. I'll see what I have here now next now. Cemetery Sunday. This one is called, no, I have hundreds of them here. Cemetery Sunday. I'll wear you down. I'll wear you down. Okay. Cemetery Sunday. There was a certain reassurance. There was a certain reassurance in the sprouting of umbrellas halfway through the ceremony. Notably, now you know you're on Cemetery Sunday. I think all the umbrellas go up. Notably from the bank that likes to say yes, emblazoned in blue, Scottish widows in mandatory black, prize bonds making that dream come true. To my left, the bank of a lifetime, savings, pensions and mortgages, while 3 graves down, the credit union, current rate 7.2. Oh yes, they're all here, coaxing, cajoling, in the nature of huddles and conferences, fixed rate borrowing, day-to-day banking, bank accounts at a glance, and of course, personal loans online. Nearly finished now. I need a garden gnome at all. You know the garden gnome?
Yeah, they're unlucky.
Dysfunctional. They're unlucky, are they?
They're unlucky.
I have 4 of them. They're great look also. Dysfunctional is said you wear when you fail to raise your hat. And what have you to smile about, little man, then, all dressed up and nowhere to go? Where were you in 1916 to taunt us when the stones left the field and the walls bent over backways? Did you wave a flag, or drink a toast, or skip along the narrow street to the strains of Nappertandy? And the fiddlers play the highway. Did you dance? This could be the last one. Yeah, the prodigal son. He made a decision that he was going to give in. That's how he did, yeah, right. Did something anyway. So that's settled then. I will arise and return. It's the hunger, you see, that burning sensation in the pit of the mind that singes the body and sears the soul, and the longing for table talk too, tittle-tattle, the convivial chat synonymous with supper, instead of grunts and snorts and urgent squeals, constant squabbling over meals. I, who had been taught never to put the knife in my mouth, now covered in swill and slurry. Yes, it's settled. As settled as a pig with a full stomach. I will arise and return, run the gauntlet of accusing saints, nip past the jubilant cherubs, and throw myself at the feet of the Master that once winked at me from puce alabaster. Could be another one now. Why, yeah, I'll finish with this one. It's the latest poem I wrote, and it's the last one that won the 4th King God. It's called Lottery. This is the last one now, so make the most of it. Lottery. We all have to go sometime. Your words lingered like drizzle on the window panes, seeping into the cavities of the soul, reaching into the past. And when your own turn came and they carried you out to run the gauntlet of hushed pavements, awash with mid-December and conferences of black umbrellas, we remembered words spoken in the tender dry days of childhood, when the fair chance of clear skies and sunshine seemed certain in the safe bet of youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you.